Okay, now we're going to talk about reading ball flight. This is not meant to change your golf swing, but simply make you aware or more aware of your club face relative to the path that you tend to swing the golf club on. There are three ways you can actually swing a golf club and be able to play to a very high level. One path is from gently outside the target line to gently across the target line with a club face that is open relative to the amount across the path you have swung. The other is from gently inside the target line to gently outside the target line with a club face that has released closed relative to the amount inside to outside that you have swung. And the last, and the one that I like to teach the most, is one that comes in from the inside, touches the target line, and then works its way back to the inside with a club face that is square to that path to hit a straight shot. So you can hit a gentle fade or a left to right bending shot, what is probably the easiest to control under pressure, but not going to be the most powerful shot. Or you can release the golf club squarely at impact to hit a straight shot, or you can hit what is called a draw, or a slight draw, where it's coming slightly inside with a slightly closed club face relative to the amount inside to outside you swung, which is going to be the golf swing that probably hits the ball the furthest, but is a little bit more difficult to control under pressure. I like to teach people to hit straight golf shots and be able to bend the ball in both directions so that you can play the golf course and attack the architect and the greenskeeper or whoever's setting the pins for that day, and they can't hide anything from you. So you can play along slopes or curves in fairways and to pins that are tucked either way. But that being said, lots of money's been made with a slight cut. Lots of money's been made with a slight draw. When you get too big on either side of those, where you're swinging too aggressively outside to in, then you're going to start to lose a tremendous amount of power and have a more difficult time of being consistent. The same way when you go too much from the inside to the outside hitting big hooks, it's going to be difficult to control the ball. So the main thing you want to get a feel for is that if you tend to swing slightly outside to in, that's going to tell your ball to start to the left, because the path of your swing, within reason, tells your golf ball where to start. So if you're swinging to the left, you have to have a face that is slightly held off or slightly open relative to the amount left you're swinging to make it end up back at the target that you want it to be at. The same thing if you're going from the inside to the outside. If you're going from the inside to the outside, you have to freely release the club face or have a club face that is closed relative to the amount inside to out that you're swinging. So you can play from either three directions and hit cut shots or bending shots from left to right, bending shots from right to left, or straight shots. But it's the amount that you've got the club face. Just be aware of the club face relative to that path. So if you see your ball starting to the left and cutting back to the right too far, simply try to get the face a little more closed. Get your grip a little bit stronger relative to where you normally are, and try to find that spot that it will cut the correct amount relative to the amount across the ball you're swinging. Same thing going from right to left. If you tend to hit it and cut it and hook it too much, without changing your swing, you can adjust your grip on the golf club to a little weaker position to make it hook less, because you'll have a more square club face and not one that's so shut. And you can do that just by adjusting your hands, going further to the right for a stronger grip or more to the left for a weaker grip. Now, I don't necessarily advocate doing it that way, but without getting into changing your swing, you simply have to match the club face to the path that you're swinging on just by adjusting your hands on the club, and you can actually play a pretty good round of golf by hitting more consistent golf shots. So try to find that magic combination of how far left or how far right you're holding the club. Once again, if you tend to hook the ball too far to the left, then you'll need your hands to move a little bit weaker. If you tend to hit a bigger slice, which is left to right for right-handed players, then you'll tend to need to get a little bit stronger in your grip so that the club face can close a little bit relative to that. So try to find that magic combination without changing your swing if that's what you so desire, and you can still get your ball under more control and have fun doing so. It's my desire to get people to hit the ball straight so that they can learn how to bend the ball both ways once again and play the architect and the person or the pin committee or whoever's setting the pins each day so that you can play to the fullest of your ability. I hope this helps you understand the chapter a little bit more. Thanks very much for reading this book, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one.